J.F. Goldsmith explained what happened when Mormon prophet Joseph Smith tried to walk on water in Kirtland, Ohio. Smith and others had put planks in the water for him to walk on. Goldsmith witnessed this, and after they all left the river, he removed one of the planks. When Smith and his followers arrived to watch him walk on water, he fell into the river and blamed it on the lack of faith of the crowd. Goldsmith said, "My father was an architect and builder. He was the first and only architect in Cleveland for some years. Most of the older residences on the north side of Euclid Avenue he designed and built. Also many of the best houses in Painesville. He built Grandison Newell's residence about 2 miles northeast of Kirtland Flats, now occupied by Mr. Beals, my brother-in-law. C.W. Hurd learned the business with my father, and was his successor in Cleveland. He was the architect of the Case Block Opera House, City Hall, and many other prominent buildings. When riding with my father to Cleveland, I made some inquiries about the Mormon temple at Kirtland. He said, 'My son, I verily believe the plans for the temple originated in my own brain. The Mormon leaders came to me and obtained all an information they could as to what I thought would be advisable for such a building. Soon after, they went on and built it. They claimed, by revelation. If they were inspired, it must have been by the devil, for I never was paid for it.' John Eddy learned the carpenter trade with my father, and married my sister. He told me that Joe Smith announced in a Mormon meeting, at such a time he would walk on the water. Grandison Newell and your father paid me $1 a night to watch and see what the Mormons did. The night before the walking was to be, Joe Smith, Rigdon, Brigham Young, and William Aldrich worked half the night, and drove forked stakes in the river in the form of a horseshoe, the ends being on one bank and in deep water. They placed green sycamore slabs, which would sink in the water on the crotch stakes, which were 8 or more inches under water, altogether between 200 and 300 feet long. After they left, I removed one of the slabs near the center. According to appointment, Prophet Joe Smith came with several hundred Mormons and Joe addressed them. He said they could walk on the water if they only had faith. Joe, arrayed in a long white robe, walked some distance, turned and walked backward, and where the slab had been removed, went in all over. He got to shore by the aid of the limb of a tree. Joe said at once to the audience, 'O ye of little faith, if you had faith as large as a grain of mustard seed, I could remove mountains.'